Top stories tonight. President Tinubu signs bill returning old anthem into law. Kano State Governor bans public protest, orders arrest of demonstrators. Police parade one chance syndicate, others in Abuja. South Africans vote in general elections. Thank you for joining us. I am Felicity Ezewike. Let's begin by telling you that President Bola Tinubu has confirmed Nigeria We Hail Thee as the country's latest national anthem when he joined a joint sitting of the National Assembly to mark the Silver Jubilee of Nigeria's Fourth Republic. The occasion coincided with the first anniversary of President Bola Tinubu's administration. Senate President Godswill Akpabio said the sitting was primarily to launch the new national anthem, explaining that the president would not be making a speech because he has to leave to launch the Abuja Metroline.
This institution, the hallowed chamber, represents our consciousness for freedom and sense of belonging. You rang out the latest national anthem. Nigeria will hail thee. See, this is our diversity. Representing all characters and how we blend together to be brothers and sisters. Without this house, probably I may not find a path to the presidency.
We can now indeed confirm that the president has commissioned the rehabilitated Abuja Metroline project and flagged off its commercial operations. President Tinubu, while commending the FCT administration for the completion of the project, says that it is proof of government's commitment to keeping to its promises to citizens. Amadine Uyi reports.
The commissioning of the Abuja Metroline after 6 years since its terminal was built. In attendance were senior officials, as the project completion marks one of the hallmarks of the current administration's first year in office.
Today marks not only the integration of the modern transportation system, but also a testament to the power of collaboration and determination in bringing about positive change. The Abuja Light Rail is not just a mode of transportation, it is a symbol of progress, connectivity and accessibility for all.
For me, today is the happiest day. We are talking about the New Hope agenda. What is the New Hope agenda? Giving back hope to the people. That's what it means. So it is a reality. What we are seeing today is a reality. People will not be happy that I can come to the city and go back.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, says the project was completed following a direct order from President Bola Tinubu, and the administration was able to surmount several challenges in achieving the feat.
The contract for the rehabilitation of this rail was given in 2018. And it was awarded at a cost of $30 billion, and that was not paid. It was a directive that we had to plead with the central bank, plead with the Minister of Finance and the Accountant General. They all came together to say, look, support us. This is the directive Mr. President has given. And I can tell you that the Governor Central Bank and his team did everything and paid that money to CC citizens.
President Tinubu commended the FCT administration, saying the completion of the Metroline project is a promise made to citizens and promise fulfilled.
Today, what we have in the Federal Capital Territory is another piece of evidence that we are a government that delivers on promises. The commencement of this project is a dream come true for all of us. Am I ever not surprised, given the track record of the ministry? This accomplishment by FCT administration is a demonstration of serious commitment to value.
He also approved the free train service for its operations till December 2024. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadine Uyi.
Thank you, Amadine. The new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has called on the federal government to urgently review its economic policies to align with the prevailing sufferings of the people and boost productivity in the country. In its one-year assessment of the Tinubu's administration, the party noted with dismay that the renewed hope agenda of the government was not yielding the desired benefits. Rather, it has inflicted untold hardships on the people. According to a statement by NNPP National Publicity Secretary on Wednesday, Ladipo Johnson noted that economic indicators and performance index of the economy were not giving Nigerians any hope because they are not feeling the impact of government on their daily well-being. Joining me now in the studio to discuss this is public affairs analyst Bola Tinubu. Bola, thank you very much for joining us on the news.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Quick assessment. What has been the impact of Tinubu's leadership style in the political landscape of this country so far?
1 year of President Bola Tinubu has been very, very impactful, whether positively or negatively, depending on what angle we are looking at it from. For those who are criticizing him, it has been 1 year of untold suffering to Nigerians. But for those who can see beyond that, it has been 1 year of groundbreaking activities, trying to set a very good foundation for the new Nigerian that he promised us that he was going to bring about. He talked about a hope-renewed agenda, and I'm sure that you know that you can't build unless you first of all clear the ground, first of all destroy certain things. So maybe in the last 1 year, he's trying to clear the ground so that he can build the new Nigeria that he has promised.
So I notice that you've diplomatically not said your personal view, your assessment as a public affairs analyst who is in the polity and feels the bite of what is going on, and of course the long-term vision. If I'm to take your word now, what is your candid view of his leadership and the impact it is having?
My candid opinion is that he is doing the right thing, though very difficult things for us as individuals who are feeling the pinch. I am feeling the pinch like every other person. But I think that he's doing the right thing, he's on the right path. If we can continue like this, if we can continue to do the right thing, that maybe within the next 2-3 years, we should be out of the woods. There is nothing very important that we want to do in nation building that will not bring about some suffering. So, and for somebody who has always understood that it is easier to destroy than to build, for somebody who has followed 8 years of the previous administration and have seen the amount of destruction, amount of dislocation that we have witnessed in the economy and the body politic, I knew that it was not going to be easy for us to get out of it. So I am not one of the people expecting miracles to have been performed within 1 year. No, I am one of the people looking at what has been done and assessing.
So you feel the bashing is too early in the day? 1 year is too early for people to be making such, relatively harsh criticisms of the administration?
It's good to criticize. It's good to put the government on its toes. That is what we have lacked in the past, which we have now, which I like. Because in the past, we didn't have vibrant opposition that will put the government on its toes. Now we have a vibrant opposition, either from the Labour Party or from the PDP or from Labour or from civil society organizations or from citizen journalists that everybody is crying, everybody is talking, everybody is saying it should be this, it should be that. So we need that. We didn't have it in the past.
What are his policy statements and strategy that's giving you confidence that the suffering that we're going through now is part of a larger picture that will be for the benefit of Nigerians? Is it maybe his appointments? Is it the subsidy removal? You see the bigger picture that a lot of persons are yet to acknowledge?
Yeah, if subsidy had not been removed, maybe by now the country will have collapsed. Maybe by now we would not have been able to pay salaries. Maybe by now we would not have been able to do anything because the amount of money the corruption that was in that subsidy and the amount of money that we were spending that was going into subsidy, it had gotten to a level that it was no longer possible to sustain it. And don't forget, this same government that removed subsidy they were the same people that prevented the previous administration of Jonathan from removing subsidy when it would have been easier, when the sovereign would have been lesser for Nigerians. They said, no, there was no subsidy. They said there was no need to remove subsidy. And then the subsidy continued, and this continued over leaps and bounds. And we had 8 years of Buhari and subsidy. And at the end of the day, when this government now came in and they themselves came to realize that, no, we made a mistake. What they should have told us in the beginning before the removal, they were sorry we made a mistake. We should have allowed this subsidy to have been removed by the Jonathan administration. We went to Ojota, we were grandstanding, we were saying a lot of things. We weren't in government, we didn't see what was happening. Now we have seen that this thing ought to go. That is the number one mistake that they made. The second mistake they made was, now how do we remove it? You see, you were out of government and you made a very, very important pronouncement of subsidy is gone when you have not seen the statistics, you have not seen the details. You only knew that, well, the information you have wasn't complete. So that is why people say, oh, it was a little bit tactless, it was hasty, you should have maybe been there, you should have seen the figures and things like that.
So aside the subsidy removal, what other policies gives you the confidence that this is just the teething stage?
I like some of the people that he has in power. I like some of the people that he has appointed. We can see that some of them are doing a very good job, like the Minister of Works, for instance. So there are some of them that I believe that if these people are allowed to work, that they will turn this country around. Like the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory is another one. Like the Minister of Internal Affairs is another one. We have seen what has happened to our passports and things like that. So I believe that if we have such people, if we can grow them, if we can remove some of the people we think are not performing, like he has said after 1 year, he will review his ministers, those who are not performing will give weight, people who can perform will be brought in. If we have that kind of system where there is consequence for non-performance, in the past, we had no consequence for anything. Anything goes, anything happens. You had a government...
I wish we had more time. I would ask you to speak on the presentations that has been done so far by the ministers, but I hope we can do that some other time. Thank you very much, Bola, for speaking with us.
It's my problem. It's my problem to be here.
All right. In a stark display of discontent, staff of the Delta State Legislature under the umbrella of Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria have embarked on an indefinite strike, protesting the governor's alleged failure to implement key campaign promises. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who is marking his 1 year in office from Speaker of the State House of Assembly to Governor, had pledged to implement the staff consolidated legislative salary structure upon assumption of office as governor of the oil-rich state. News Center's correspondent Austin Azu, who visited the State Assembly complex, reports that the gates were under lock and key on Wednesday afternoon as a cross-section of the Assembly staff vented their displeasure.
Look at Assembly because we want callers. Up till now, the Excellencies have not done anything. And he said he promised us that when he entered, the first thing we do is callers. But we are celebrating in 1 year now, but they have not done anything.
Many states have started receiving it. Even when this present governor was the speaker here, he knew about the callers. He signed the first this thing that he submitted to COA when he was a governor of the state. And we have been following the process, the due process. The other time we went on strike because of this state congress. We return based on we have seen the process of the congress that is coming to do. But after much more, he told us they are going to set up a committee, which the committee have started working. But the committee, they said that the committee will take 2 weeks to work. After 2 weeks, we are entering a month. In same month, committee have not able to bring out reports. So now the Congress took a decision that if it's not being done, that we're going to shut down. That is how. And the last meeting they did was on the 28th, which is yesterday. They held meeting, Congress meeting, and they put a communique, and they shut down at 11:50.
Meanwhile, Governor Oborewori has said that the past 1 year of his administration had been a remarkable story of promise made and kept, assuring that better days lie ahead for Deltans in the second year of his government. Speaking at the state's Praise and Worship Day as part of activities lined up to mark the first-year anniversary of his administration, the governor said he had kept faith with his promise to Deltans through his more agenda in the last 1 year. News Central's correspondent Austin Azu completes the report.
It has become a tradition in Delta State. Every May 29 is known as Delta Praise Day. The governor, his wife, his deputy, and former governors, including top political class, have converged on this hall to mark the day.
Array of gospel artists from far and near took turn for their performances. Governor Oborewori, who recounted his 1 year journey in office, urged the people of the state to expect more and brace for an exciting adventure in his administration's drive for the transformation and development of the state. The governor, who also presented his scorecard on infrastructure, human capital development, social welfare, security, among others, said the state was adjudged the safest state for oil and gas investments in Nigeria in 2024 at an award ceremony by the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Abuja, and pledged to continue to partner security agencies to guarantee the continued safety of lives and property of Deltans.
I am sure you will agree with me that it has been a remarkable story of promise made and promise kept. As we enter the second year, I assure you that better days are ahead. Expect more and brace up for an exciting adventure in transformational development in our state.
Former president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Ayo Jafo, who centered his sermon on the essence of praise and worship, lauded Governor Sheriff Oborewori for choosing to praise God on his first-year anniversary.
Your prayer will bring you to the gate, but your praise will give you access through the gate. Prayer is important, but you must learn how to praise God.
Others also gave the governor a praiser in the last 365 days in office.
Even though I'm of Labour Party, but after the elections, we have come together to see to the smooth running of the state. And we of course, we wish the governor well because we want great achievements for the state and we want performance. And so far, I think he's doing very well.
He's probably the most underrated governor. The governor has a lot in store for the people of Delta. What we are just seeing is just a sample of what is going to roll out.
The Delta Praise and Worship Day was instituted by the immediate past governor when May 29th was changed to Handing Over Day instead of the Democracy Day celebration. High point of the event was the cutting of the first-year anniversary cake of the Governor Sheriff Oborewori's administration.
Now that the governor has marked his 1 year anniversary, there's much expectations from him and his cabinet to ensure that they're able to fulfill their campaign promises to residents of the state. In Asaba, for News Central, Austin Azu.
Thank you, Austin. Coming up, spotlight on President Tinubu's scorecard on security. That is after the break. Do stay with us. Just joined us, you're watching Tonight. A reminder of our top stories. President Tinubu signs bill returning old anthem into law. Kano State Governor bans public protests, orders arrest of demonstrators. Police parade one-chance syndicate orders in Abuja. South Africans vote in general elections. Now, Governor of Kano State, Abba Yusuf, has banned all public demonstrations within the state and has directed security forces to arrest any individual involved in such activity. This announcement was made on Wednesday through a statement by the governor's spokesperson, Sanusi Tofa. The governor also commanded the police, the Directorate of State Security Services, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps to take immediate action against anyone found participating in street protests. Activities across the Asian city was paralyzed on Monday by angry residents protesting the deposition of Aminu Ado-Bayero as the Emir of Kano and the reinstatement of Muhammadu Sanusi II. To security matters now. As the present administration led by President Bola Tinubu marks its first year in office, about 82 local and international civil society organizations, CSOs, have said that at least 4,416 persons were killed in the past 1 year, while 4,334 persons were abducted across the country. The CSOs said that the numbers do not account for the regular crimes of armed robbery and other forms of crimes within that range. Addressing journalists in Abuja as part of activities to mark the National Day of Mourning, the CSO said the intractable insecurity in Nigeria has earned a place as one of the most insecure countries in the world, as the country ranked 144th out of 163 countries on the Global Peace Index in 2024. To further discuss this, I'm joined now by former Director, State Security Services, Dennis Amakre. Dennis, thank you for joining us on the news.
Good evening.
Now, the figures in just 24 months, this does not even include armed robbery and other crimes. How should Nigerians view this?
Thank you for this question. See, it is an intractable problem. And I think the government is just battling with it very seriously. But it zeroes down to about 10 people being killed and 7 people being kidnapped on a daily basis, you know, and it makes everybody feel very, very insecure, you know, because we feel that, in fact, we felt that when the president came in and was sworn in, he made some promises. And those promises were supposed to take care of this security problem. But apparently, they were not well pursued, and we are still in it at this time.
The report says that these deaths basically reduce the citizens' rights to life and dignity as guaranteed under the Constitution as amended to mere inscriptions. Those some argue it is early days yet. But from your assessment of what's being done with security, how committed is this administration to protecting the lives of the people?
When the president came in, he said that he was going to, you know, do certain things. In fact, he said that security is going to be the main focus of his administration. You know, and I was actually personally happy that at least somebody wants to look at security for a change, you know. And what happened? There were a lot of promises about restructuring the security sector, retraining, especially the police, balkanizing it and into state police and stuff like that. But we never get that, And then, of course, right now you see that there is discussion about state police, but it looks like it's going to rest on the shelf because there is nothing happening anymore. And if the security of the citizens of this country is number one priority, then I think we should face those security issues instead of facing other things like building roads from Lagos to Calabar or buying SUVs for people, because this is a very hot situation and it needs hot answers right now in the country.
This whole report we're talking about was released on a national day of mourning, which was held yesterday, actually, to honor victims of violence in 2023. Some 9,000 people died in that year alone as a result of violence in this country. How significant is this remembrance in putting, or rather pushing, the government into taking more proactive measures in ensuring security?
You see, we cannot even think of, when you think of thousands of people dying, 4,416 people killed, even one person, one Nigerian being killed should bother everybody. It should bother us. So a national day of mourning, yes, let's mourn them, because the life in Nigeria has become one that people don't care, whether they die or they live, and, we're worried. We are not really worried, when people die. Remember what happened at Okwama? Some military men were killed, and of course, the whole country went into mourning, because we cannot sit back and look at our people dying on a daily basis, being butchered just like they did in Okwama. But think of it, just 2 weeks ago, in Borno State, another set of military people were killed. And of course,
so you basically expect a lot more from this administration in terms of security compared to what they've done in the past 1 year.
Well, you see, 1 year is too short to evaluate, because there's a lot of things to talk about. There are a lot of things to do. But 1 year, at least they should put a solid foundation in solving the security problem.
Dennis, thank you for speaking with us as always. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
The Nigeria police has arrested 25 criminal suspects in connection with various crimes. The police, while parading the suspects at the Special Anti-Robbery Squad office in Abuja, says that men of the Force Intelligence Response Team apprehended the suspected criminals from different locations across the country. It says that those currently being investigated include one-chance operations, kidnappers, and suspects selling weapons to bandits and terrorists. My colleague, Marvelous Obomanu, has details.
Weapons belong to some of these suspects being paraded. Some of them were arrested from Zamfara, Kogi, Taraba, Kaduna, including the Federal Capital Territory. Amongst these weapons are 2 AK-47 rifles, one belonging to a police officer who was discharged for losing the weapon, an order from a security personnel, though no information was given about the personnel.
This is the rifle snatched from the policeman. And we recovered the rifle. The policeman was dismissed because of this, because they value our weapons so much. And as I said, the investigation team is trying to review the case of the dismissed policeman. And I'm sure the Spirit General Police is fortunate. It's a favor indeed. They will actually review the case and they will take decisions based on the recommendation of the investigation team.
The high point of this event is the parade of a one-chance syndicate that has been operating in Abuja in the last 20 years.
By my record, you have been involved, you have been carrying out this operation for the past 22 years. One chance. Why?
I'm not steady on it, not all the time. Sometimes I do a bit.
So you just open the bag to steal people's property?
Yes, sir.
And that is all?
That's all.
Another case that stood out is the parade of a 20-year suspected gun runner while transporting arms and ammunition to terrorists in Kaduna State.
He was freshly arrested on the heels of credible intelligence while trying to transact and supply ammunition to bandit camp in Kaduna. You can imagine where we have 460 live rounds of GPMG live ammunition. That could be so deadly. Like I said earlier on, that we are happy we are getting these gun runners, we are getting these illegal dealers.
These ones wearing military uniforms were arrested for impersonation.
We want Nigerians to be very, very careful of dealing with people. When you see them on uniform, you want to relate with them. If you are not sure, ask questions. Mohammed Bello and Yaya Runa were arrested in Ankuri, Kogi State, following a tip-off about their involvement in criminal activities.
Security is everyone's business and not the sole responsibility of the government alone. Citizens also have a role to play. Now, as one-chance syndicates hold sway in the Federal Capital Territory and across other states of the Federation, law enforcement agencies are urging Nigerians to make use of government-approved motor parks so that they will not fall victims of these one-chance syndicates. In Abuja, for News Central, Marvelous Obomman.
Thank you, Marvelous. Still ahead, South Africans vote in general elections. We have details of this and other stories after the break. Stay with us. This year's elections in South Africa may see the ANC rule at stake, as opinion polls have consistently suggested that the party will lose its parliamentary majority for the first time, forcing it to enter into a coalition with one or more opposition parties. More than 27 million people are registered to cast their ballots in a poll, and many have highlighted growing political fragmentation in the country.
Obviously, and hopefully I believe that now that I'm going to vote, I'm going to have a voice and probably I'm going to see a lot of changes. That is happening, obviously. Job creations, crime, and it's a multiple of things that we are seeing that we are not happy about. Hopefully, maybe after this vote, there are going to be changes.
I think that's maybe South Africa, maybe nami vote lam lizowenza umehluko since ngisasemncane ngiyouth encane okwenzekile South Africa ngikhona nami ngibuka, so maybe lami vote nalo lizowenza umehluko kusi kube noshintsho nje.
Sizovota, sizofuna utshintsho into esi-expecting kube noshintsho.
Yeah, firstly, I would like to thank the voters for coming in numbers during the day, and even now they are still coming. And another thing, I would like to thank the AIC for being cooperative and transparent to us, even though there were some problems with regard to Section 24A of the IEC Constitution that destabilized the voting process, because majority of the people, they were not informed or they were not aware with the section that says if you want to change a voting station, you must inform the IEC prior to the voting day. So majority of people, they were not able to vote today because of that section. But so far, everything is going well, yeah, and people came in numbers. You can see people are tired.
Let's now go over to our business desk for today's business stories.
Business news in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money.
Thank you for joining me on Business News. President Bola Tinubu has restated his administration's commitment to resolving the ongoing dispute surrounding the divestment issue delaying the Seplat and ExxonMobil deal. As a result, he has instructed the Ministry of State for Petroleum Resources Oil and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to swiftly resolve the issues at hand. Tinubu gave this directive during a meeting in Abuja with a delegation from ExxonMobil Upstream Company, led by its president, Liam Malone. He assured the delegation that the government is determined to resolve the divestment issues between both parties, which are currently in litigation. Tinubu also commended ExxonMobil for its commitment to environmental protection in Nigeria and emphasized the company's importance as a partner in Nigeria's development. And moving on, despite the global surge in cocoa prices due to severe weather conditions in West Africa, African chocolate manufacturers are experiencing growth. Small businesses in Ghana and Ivory Coast are seeing a rise in demand for their ethically produced chocolates from consumers in Asia, Europe, and the US. The forthcoming European Union deforestation regulation, which requires compliance with environmental standards, is further driving this demand. The Ghana-based artisanal brand 57 Chocolate has seen its sales grow around 150% from 2022 to 2023, according to co-founder Priscilla Addison. In Ivory Coast, Le Chocolate Ivorian has also seen sales grow 27% in the past 2 years, according to founder Axel Emmanuel. Consumers are showing a growing preference for products that offer authenticity and a clear origin. And finally, on Wednesday, Rwanda's central bank announced a 50 basis point reduction in its key interest rate, bringing it down to 7%. The decision was made based on projections that inflation would remain within the target range of around 5% for this year and the next. This rate cut comes after 2 previous monetary policy meetings where the central bank rate was left unchanged. Governor John Wangombwa highlighted potential risks to the inflation outlook, including global geopolitical tensions impacting commodity prices and adverse weather conditions in Africa. Despite these risks, Rwanda's economy has continued to expand in the first quarter, driven by strong performances in agriculture, services, and industry sectors. The government also reiterated its economic growth forecast for the coming years. And that's our offering on Business News at this time. Thank you for watching. I am Perpetua Fasom Repeater. The news continues shortly. Bye for now.
Business News in association with Money Master PSB, the easy way to master your money. Sports Update, brought to you by Kano. Kano, we go the extra mile.
In sports, Super Eagles and Leicester City.
Up next is sports.
Sports Update, brought to you by Kano. Kano, we go the extra mile.
In sports, Super Eagles and Leicester City midfielder Wilfred Ndidi has reaffirmed his dedication to grassroots football development in Nigeria, emphasizing the impact of quality facilities to aid the growth and development of young football players. Ndidi visited the Maracana Stadium in Ajegunle, Lagos, to oversee the impact of his donation towards the recent renovation and upgrade of the facility, accompanied by Kano Sports Chairman Yemi Idowu. Ndidi toured the upgraded facility, which now boasts 6 5-a-side pitches, 1 FIFA standard 11-a-side pitch, a new hostel named after him and also commissioned by Wilfred Ndidi. The midfielder expressed his excitement about the stadium's potential to benefit aspiring footballers in local academies. Nigeria's hope of adding to the nation's boxing contingent at the Paris 2024 Olympics suffered a huge blow on Wednesday after the duo of Blessing Orakwe and Ifeanyi Onyekwere were eliminated at the World Qualification Tournament in Bangkok, Thailand. Orakwe suffered a one-side 5-0 unanimous points loss to Ani Hovsepian of Armenia in the women's 66 kg class round of 32. Onyekwere narrowly lost 3-2 to Dmytro Lovchinsky of Ukraine in the men's plus 92 kg round of 32. Now this means Patricia Mbata in the women's 75 kg class and Zainab Adeshina in the women's 50 kg class are the only two boxers left in the tournament. Adeshina will face Liberia's Grace Fambule on Friday, while Mbata will battle Viviane Pereira of Brazil on Saturday. Already, the trio of Dolapo Omole, Adam Olaore, and Cynthia Ogunshemilore have qualified for the Olympic Games. Saudi fight organizers have announced that Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury will face off in a rematch on the 21st of December in Riyadh. The undefeated Ukrainian, Usyk, emerged victorious via split decision when the rivals met earlier this month to become the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis in 1999 and first in the four-belt era. The 37-year-old Ukrainian, who briefly served as a soldier after the Russian invasion, was also undisputed champion at cruiserweight and won Olympic, world and European honors as an amateur. Fury said in the ring after their first fight that he will look to correct his record in the rematch.
The right calls there for Usyk to get a bit of space, get your breath back.
Bayern Munich have named Vincent Kompany as manager to replace Thomas Tuchel in the head coaching role. The 38-year-old has signed a 3-year deal, 30th of June 2027, after 2 seasons in England with Burnley, who were relegated from the English Premier League at the end of last season. The former Belgium international defender replaces Tuchel, who agreed in February to leave the club by mutual consent at the end of the 2023-2024 campaign. Kompany is set to take the Bayern reins following the club's first trophyless season since 2011-2012 season, after they finished third behind champions Bayer Leverkusen and surprise runners-up VfB Stuttgart. Bayern's first competitive game of Kompany's tenure will be in the opening round of the 2024-2025 DFB Cup on the 16th to the 19th of August. And that's a wrap on Sports Update. I am Udoka Njoko.
Sports Update, brought to you by Corn Oil. Corn Oil, we go the extra mile. Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
In the world of entertainment, our star shares insight into the global phenomenon of Afrobeats in a recent interview, addressing concerns about the genre's potential dilution due to international collaborations. The Nigerian Afrobeat sensation emphasizes the importance of unity among Afrobeat artists to preserve its authenticity. Now, she also discusses her distinctive sound, attributing it to her unique voice and openness to musical experimentation. Our star's upcoming album, The Year I Turned 21, is poised to deliver a blend of emotions and genres, promising listeners a euphoric experience. Scheduled for release on May 31st, 2024, the album features collaborations with Ashake, Shay Vibes, Givon, Coco Jones, Anita, and her brother, Mila. And now, away from the continent, Mel B is in legal fight with her ex-husband, Stephen Belafonte, who is suing her for $5 million over defamation claims. Mel B says that she accused him of domestic violence and damaged his reputation. Belafonte wants damages, a trial, and a gag order against Mel B, planning to donate any money to women's abuse programs. He also shared alleged text between Mel B and Gary Halliwell about using charity for personal gain. This comes after Mel B talked about hurtful comments from Belafonte about her body. Despite the drama, Mel B hints at Spice Girls reunion and shares excitement about her wedding, possibly with a dress designed by Victoria Beckham. And that's how we wrap up entertainment news tonight. We'll go on a break and return with the latest on what's trending.
Entertainment news in association with Glow Unlimited.
Now, moving away from entertainment news, tonight's highlight of our trending stories is the hashtag Old Nigerian Anthem. Nigerians express outrage as federal government reintroduces old national anthem. President Bola Tinubu President Bola Tinubu, signed the National Anthem Bill 2024 into law today, reinstating Nigeria We Hail Thee as the national anthem. The move replaces Arise O compatriots in use since 1978. Many Nigerians criticized the decision, citing more urgent issues like inflation and security. They argue that changing the anthem won't address the country's pressing problems. Let us see for ourselves how Nigerians reacted to this story on X. We don't seem to have those tweets. Anyways, join the conversation. Share your thoughts across our social media platforms. Okay, I think we can take one of those tweets now. Isaac is saying, did I hear our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign, in peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain, to hand on to our children a banner without stain. You guys are joking. I must tell my children about 2010-20. Of course, we know what he's talking about. We have another tweet from Julius saying, a melody of spite or a symphony of unity. The decision to revert back to the old national anthem seems more like a political power play than a genuine reflection of our nation's soul. Is this a step back to a colonial past or a leap forward to a more inclusive future? We have our last tweet from Collins Opera saying, this is outrageous. With all the pressing issues like hunger, poverty, and insecurity, reintroducing the old national anthem is a waste of time and resources. Our leaders are clearly out of touch with the real needs of the Nigerian people. And that's all for tonight on What's Trending. You can share your thoughts as well across our social media platforms at News Central TV. I'm Jadel Simon.
And that's all tonight. But before we go, let's take another look at some of the major stories. President Tinubu has signed bill returning old anthem into law. Kano State Governor bans public protests, orders arrest of demonstrators. Police parade one chance syndicate, orders in Abuja. We also brought you news that South Africans vote in general elections. Would love to hear from you. Please send your eyewitness report to the number showing now on your screen. You can also follow us on social media at News Central TV. You can watch live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times channel 274, Avo TV, and on YouTube. As always, thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.